Let's hear Scott Jennings school the CNN panel on just that.
You cannot just go and say, I like it, it's mine now. It doesn't work that way. Well, that is what they're trying to do. And in this new world order, yeah, absolutely. When they're looking at Greenland and say, I like it, I want to take it for mine, that is a very colonized.
I have never ever said we're going to go to Greenland and quote colonize it or steal it.
You're not a member of government, so you're irrelevant at that point. I'm talking about the president of the United States doing that.
You got fired from your job.
You can agitate.
Scott, if you want to engage in personal insults,
I don't, but you do.
What you lack in the legitimate point, you make up for in personal insults.
I don't. You
personal insults. The point I am making is in this new world order, we are looking at countries, whether or not they're an adversary or ally, it is being determined on what kind of deal we can get. And we cannot govern, we cannot legislate that way. We are increasingly isolated on the world stage.
No, we're not.
So if you want to engage in personal insults,
we're not
if I were
isolated.
you, I would reserve that for your party, who
We're
is
not
increasingly isolated. This blow our position
outside of the United States.
What I took away from what that woman was saying is we should never ever let Democrats be in charge ever again. She said, we can't look at every situation like, what are we getting out of it? Let's make a deal out of this. When that is precisely how every president should assess every foreign international relationship we have. We don't have friends. This isn't brunch and mimosas with the girls. These are geopolitical partnerships, top-level negotiations, the highest stakes, and every country only has their own self-interests. Each country wants to win whatever negotiation they're engaging in with another country. And we are uniquely positioned to have so much military and economic leverage that we can win almost every negotiation we enter. So why in the world would we give that up and take losing deals just so our allies are happy and satisfied and can continue living in their socialist welfare utopias? That was the problem with Joe Biden. They always say, oh, Joe Biden was so respected. No, Joe Biden was liked. He was not respected. Donald Trump is respected and maybe not liked so much. But again, these world leaders aren't pals. Respect is 100 times more important than being liked. Sure, let's have both if we can, but if we have to only have one, it's certainly going to be respect. And the reason the Democrats think the way that she does is because they absolutely outright reject the concept of strength. They think leading with strength, operating with strength, those are toxic masculinity traits. It's a huge part of the reason why they've alienated almost all male voters. They want the leader of the United States to represent and lead and engage in the world in the way that a soft, passive soy boy would. And that's how you get the status quo that we're trying to get away from, where we get taken advantage of at every turn because we don't utilize our strength and our leverage because it's not the nice thing to do.